Let's get this thing going. Get to share. Do that. And we put that. And here we go. There we go. Let me just post this for everybody. We'll get started. There we go. Perfect. All right. We'll be starting in just a minute. A few minutes early this morning. Hey, Omar. Hey, Randy. Hey, Armolfo. Hey, JB. Hey, Infinitely. Terrence, Manuel, Scampy, Ivano, Jody, Wayne, CJ. How is everybody doing this morning? We got Devin. We got Glenn. Rich. Good morning, Rich. Dave. Tim. David. Deanna. Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. Eduardo's in the house. Darren. Tom. Robert. Susan. Good morning, everybody. Pat. Kevin. Alan. Ali's in the house. Love it. Frankie. Good morning, Frankie. Roddy. Henry. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. I started up the feed a few minutes early because it's Monday, and I'm in a great mood this morning. A lot of stuff going on here. Happy Monday. Hey, Brian. Hey, Mark. Hey, Tony. Hey, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. I hope you folks are doing great. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. I had a really nice weekend. My wife, Natalia, she had her first gala, her first Ukrainian support gala for her charity. I was there last night. The news was there. I'll post a link if you guys want. Let me know, and I'll post a link in the chat in the Telegram channel for you guys. But it's only like a few minutes. But it was really nice. I was really proud of her. She sold 85 tickets, maybe even more. It was really nice. It was fantastic. And hit the thumbs up button. So I hope everyone had a nice weekend. I sure did. I'm a little tired because I was partying with at the gala last night. We had a band, not a band. We had a DJ there, and it was very cool. It was very cool. But I'll go ahead and post it later on after we're done here. I'll post it in the Telegram channel. And let's see, I could even post it in the chat now. Don't go looking at it now. Just wait later. But here it is. Very proud of her. Very happy. The news covered it, which was really great. But here it is. It was my wife. My wife has a charity for Ukrainians. I'm not posting this so you guys can. I'm not looking for charity. I just wanted you to let you know what I was doing this weekend. So that's all. You could see her there. You could see me there. It was at the link, which is on the other side of our office. So my office is like right here, and it was just across. It was really nice. It was really cool. It was fun. So that was that. So let's talk about the market action, and I hope everybody had a nice weekend away from the market. So you guys could see here that the Nasdaq's a little bit soft right now. No real major reason. A little overnight data, global data was solid. China's really something's going on with China right now. We'll talk about that. The Dow's holding stable, but the downside right now is clearly in the Nasdaq. And if you look at the broad market, which we will look at right here, you will see that the QQQ right now down 16 overnight, a little soft. I mean, just a hair. SPY, just a hair soft. The big issue happens to be with the Dow Jones, which is at the lower end. What I am liking right now is the Russell. I think the Russell is going to start up. It's actually the strongest this morning. If you look at mags, you will see mags are still driving the bus, and RSP is still cooling off. We need RSP to start rallying and participating in this rally. Folks, post thumbs up. Post thumbs up if you enjoying. If I help you in the markets, let me know. Let's start off with what we have on the table this week. Oh, first, you know what? I almost forgot. Earnings, 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 earnings. Somebody, a member of our team here, one of you guys was able to, Philip was able to do this for you guys. Asked me to post it for everybody. This is the earnings sheet sector. If it's happening after market closing, before market closing, we've got a lot of earnings today. Philip, thank you for doing this. And I just wanted to add the highest implied volatility players right here. So here's what Philip has for you, and here's what I have for you. I'm going to post that right now in the chat, and I will also post that in the Telegram channel later today. But here's the earnings for the week, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe like button. Also, I will be doing the win both ways trade for the last time today at 11 a.m. Hey, Charlie Clyde, good morning. There's a link for that. I will be in my VIP room at noon today. I want to trade towards the second half of the day. Mornings are usually on Monday, not that exciting. So I decided to do a webinar at 11 today instead of after my VIP room. So that way I have a little more time to trade after the market, after the main event. So it'll be 11 a.m. It'll be the win both ways, which is my VWAP sessions. It'll include about 5 ticker symbols, which I have not given you before. And don't be late because these ticker symbols have a shelf life. And also, customer service live link, the Cam and Gustavo show. Cam and Gustavo, if you're here, here's the link for that, folks. They are extremely important to me. Please, please, please visit the Cam and Gustavo show. Cam, if you're here, I noticed you had a palm tree, so maybe you're on holiday. Gustavo, let us know what you guys will be doing today from 10 to 1 p.m. But this is really good, and it'll tell you all the earnings that are coming out. Okay. Very, very, very. Hey, Cam, there you are. I saw a palm tree in your Slack channel, so I didn't know if you were on holiday or whatnot. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Let us know what the agenda for VIP room is. And I believe I'm scheduled to come into VIP room sooner than later. Also, Kane will be in the VIP room later this week. Just FYI. All right. So as I mentioned, we're a little soft this morning, but nothing crazy, nothing really weird. Actually, pretty normal. What I don't like, as you know, is I don't like the divergence. By the way, notice Russell, not bad, right? Nasdaq down, Russell is up. I like the Russell this week. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Russell. Oh, you're off today. Okay. So you are off today. Gustavo and Chip show. Okay, it's going to be the Gustavo. Hey, Chip and the Gustavo, they're nothing to laugh at. These guys are hardcore. Chip used to work on the exchange. Chip knows his stuff real well. And Gustavo, I hope you're doing well this morning. Hope you had a nice weekend too. So we're going to be watching Russell 2000 this week, and I'll explain to you why in a bit. If I don't, please remind me. As far as Fed data is concerned, this is going to be the big report, CPI and PPI. Now, as you guys know, I've been very vocal about these reports not doing better than they were a year ago. Ooh, look at that, Dr. Serena. Good morning to you, by the way. And hit the bell. Hit the like button and the bell. So you guys could see the CPI. And I know the Fed's been talking a lot about how things have been better and how inflation's getting better. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I just don't know how to read annual things. But let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you. Maybe I'm stupid, right? Maybe I'm dumb. But this is a year ago CPI, 2.6. Do you see what they're expecting? 2.6, 2.7. Does that look like inflation's better than it was a year ago? Well, maybe it's just minus food and energies, right? Okay, well, a year ago is 3.3. Do you see what the consensus is this year? So look at the consensus on CPI, 2.7 versus 2.6. So when you hear the Fed's telling you things are getting better, my question to you is, in what world do you live in? Maybe work on TradingView. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, Frank, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody who's coming in late. Good morning, and good morning. So again, does this, I mean, I don't know, 2.7 is worse than 2.6 and 3.3 is the same thing as 3.3. So I don't know. And then you have the PPI, which is not going to be as important. But again, look at this. Producers Price Index. So my question to you is this. Is 2.6 better or worse than 2.2? Last time I checked, 2.6 is higher number. So producers are paying more than they were paying a year ago. And X Food and Energy, look right here, 2.2. They're expecting 3.2. Hey Ben, good morning to you. Does that look to you like does 3.2 look lower than 2.2? Because last time I checked, producers price index 3.2 versus 2.2, 2 point. So when I hear they're making progress on inflation, my question to them is like, can you explain to me what you're looking at? Because I'm looking at the things you're looking at, and I mean the job data is looking a little better, manufacturing data is looking better, but inflation is not looking better. Okay, and the bond market is not looking better either in terms of interpretation of inflation. So yeah, he's staying. He's not going anywhere. I just want you to know when we read like all the Fed statements about how things are getting better. Well, hey, you're gonna have to educate me on that. All right, but we are seeing a divergence between technology and blue chips today, and techs have been really strong. We may see a little round of profit taking. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Plus, I have a lot to talk about in terms of the big picture today. I really hope you guys make it today for this show. I hope you guys are going to take notes because I have a lot to talk about today when I talk about the SPY. But we're not there yet. We're still driving to the restaurant. We don't know what our date looks like yet. I already gave you this earnings sheet. If you haven't seen it yet, thank you, Philip, once again. Philip put in the earnings, and I put in right here the implied volatility from the biggest earnings. So these are all the earnings, and these are the biggest ones, and this is the implied volatility. And we do have Oracle after the close today. We closed out Oracle in the pit on Friday because I didn't know, I forgot that earnings were today till somebody reminded me. Still made money. Hey, Rochelle, how are you? OCD, huh? All right. So we know what the biggest new reports are going to be. We know that we're setting ourselves up for a pretty negative report, but we are where we are. You have the link for earnings. China. Now, China, something happened between the time they were writing the reports and this morning because they're up 6%. Look, we're right at the quarter VWAP right here. I mean, is this significant? Well, I mean, look at what happened before and then look at where we wound up. So if I had to guess, this is going to hump the market for 2 or 3 days, and then we're going to come right back down. I'm a little I'm a little cynical when it comes to China. I'm sure you've noticed that. So so again, just keep very, very important. Keep an eye on this number. The resistance level I have here on this is the FXI, the top Chinese 50 stocks, is 33.64. If we break this level, we could see a rally. But as long as we're within this channel right here, I'm just not seeing a major rally. Again, I'm not seeing any reason to buy China right now. Although we have to watch our exposure. If this goes up, hotel stocks like Wynn, Caesars start to rally. Companies like Baidu start to rally. Chinese companies start to rally. The question is, for how long are they going to rally, and what is the significant reason for them to rally? Michael says, we made a good profit in 30 minutes on Oracle, popped into earnings. Good, Michael. Yes, on Friday. On Friday, yes. It was good. It was a good week last week for the pit. And by the way, did anybody get in on APO in the pit last week? Let me know if you got into APO. And you guys know why I picked APO, right? One of the biggest reasons, right? Let me know if you guys know. We'll talk about it. But notice something interesting. Notice the stocks. Notice the stocks that what is going on here? What is this? Channel cancel. Okay. Here. Notice last week the stocks we trade in. Notice the stocks we traded in the pit last week. IONQ, APP, CCJ, Reddit, VST, Oracle, APO, Coin, and ENB. What do all of these stocks have in common? Maybe you guys could take a look. By the way, APO announced Friday afternoon that They're joining the S&P 500. Why did I buy this stock on Friday? Buy the rumor, sell the fact. Messed up on Oracle. We still made really good money on it, especially if you held till the end of the day. Not really good money, some money if you, but I want you to look at these stocks and ask yourself, what do all of these stocks have in common? And by the way, we took winner on every one of them. Okay. There's always one thinker, you know? Look at this, 65, always one thinker, but no emails to me. Anyway, think about why we did those stocks. Take a look at those stocks. Good, Rich. Good, good. Take a look and ask yourself what the big picture, Gaston, not the little thing. What do all those stocks have in common? And a lot of those stocks are on my list this morning still. We picked the same stocks over and over and over again. All right. So China's doing a little better, may give U.S. casinos and stocks that are ADRs a little bit of a boost. All right. Good, good. Any complainers? Any complaints about the pit last week? We always have some complainers. Anybody? Any complainers? No, they're all breaking out like batshit crazy, guys. We'll go through that. We'll go through that. We'll go through that. U.S. dollar. What's the U.S. dollar doing? Nothing. Remember last week we were talking about the fight between gold, bonds, and U.S. dollar? We're going to talk about gold, Mazen. Take it easy. Take it easy. Yes, all those singles add up, don't they, Rich? Woo, look at that. 136 likes. We should have more likes than that. We've only been here 15 minutes, Dr. Serena. I think we're making records. Guys, hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to talk about some juicy stuff. So last week, if you guys were here, we were talking about the bond market. And I was saying how if the bond market comes up, it's going to relieve a little pressure. It's going to put pressure on the US dollar, which will relieve pressure on the gold market. Notice gold and US dollar. Look at gold and US dollar. They both look almost identical, but gold looks like it's starting to come up a little bit. That's because the sentiment towards the bond market is getting better. In other words, folks think that interest rates are in fact going to go lower, that the Fed is going to lower rates. All right. Frank says it was a great week again. Frank, let me ask you a question. How many bad weeks have you had in the pit in the last year? Just out of curiosity. So you see how we're above the 200-day moving average right now, folks? As long as we stay above the 200-day moving average, you're going to see less pressure on gold and you're going to see more pressure on the US dollar. But notice the US dollar is not falling down too much and gold is not going up too much because we still have so much uncertainty right here. For example, we're still below the 100-day moving average. For example, we're still clinging to the 200-day line. For example, we're still at the year-to-date VWAP level. For example, there's still no volume. For example, we have a hell of a lot of Fed data this week that's going to impact the bond market. The bond market is what's driving the US dollar and gold right now. So keep an eye on the bond market because it's going to have a major impact on whether the US dollar starts coming back up and pushing gold down, or the way it looks right now. And when I say right now, 2-3 days and I'll change my opinion. So don't we're still right in between. We're still pinched here. I'm only going by the micro trend. Gold is starting to win over the US dollar, but remember, there's a constant fight between gold and the US dollar, and the bond market is the decisive factor there. Rich says things we track tend to improve. We are tracking, so let's go, people. Click. Yes, that's right. Click the like button. Infinitely. Hey, Infinitely, how are you? Interesting that development in Syria had very little impact on crude oil. Very little impact on crude oil. Hey, Blair. Hey, Angie. Why is car gas so cheap, dollar value? Because dollars extended right now. There's nothing going on with crude oil right now. And if we enter a deflationary market, then crude oil should actually decrease in value. That was the next thing I wanted to talk about, crude oil. Notice nothing going on. Now, there are several crude oil stocks that I mentioned last week that are breaking down. That's fine. You can trade those stocks. But if you're trading an energy stock that looks like this, you don't want to do anything till we're breaking down below this level. Remember what I told you guys a few days ago, actually, that if we keep kissing this level, eventually whoever we're kissing is going to start liking us back, and we're going to break down. So it's like hitting the door. You hit the door enough times, somebody's eventually going to open it. We hit it once, we hit it twice, we hit it three times. Are we going to hit it the fourth time? More likely than not. Look at the 100-day moving average. Look at the highs. Notice the highs are getting lower. Notice the highs are, Angie, notice the highs are getting lower. And note the lows. That's a descending triangle right here. Especially look at it on a weekly basis. Look. See, you have a descending triangle. Usually descending volume. Descending triangles usually break in the descending. That's why it's called descending. So again, I'm just a messenger here. Great lesson from Billy Bob and Landman. Big time, big time. I haven't watched last night's. I was at the shindig, but I don't give a rat's ass what CNN says. I couldn't care what CNN says. The last thing I care about is what CNN says. Hit the like button, guys. So let's just quickly review here. Optimistic, hopefully a little optimistic on the bond market. Fed lowers rates. Hopefully the lower rates, it'll huff and puff and have us past the 95.27 level. If we don't pass the 95.27 level, it's not going to be good. Okay? It's not going to be good. We want to pass this level. Once we pass the 100-day, we actually have a pretty clear blue sky here, but we got to get past this level. And volume is not all that great, and we don't know what the CPI is going to be, and I'm fearful that CPI is not going to be that great. So again, let's be very, very cautious here because we're pinched between the 100-day moving average, the year-to-date VWAP, the 200-day moving average, and the 8-day. Basically, I don't want to read too much into this rally, okay? I don't want to read too much into this rally. And notice, gold is not reading too much into this rally. US dollar is not reading too much into this rally. So you shouldn't either. But I kind of like how the trajectory is moving here lower and here how it's holding up and making higher highs. I mean, I'm grappling here. I don't like the fact that volume is cooled off, but volume's cooled off because we've had holidays. Basically, I feel like US dollar and crude oil are in a wait and see mode. But by the end of this week, we'll have a much better idea of where we stand. And China, I like China right now. It's going to help stocks, but be very, very cautious here because every time we rally, and if we can't get above this high, which means this level right here where I drew this nice line here, then the odds are we're just going to create a box and continue going down this channel and enter this descending channel once again. So would I be betting on the upside in China right now? Hell no. No, 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 no. All right. What about volatility? What about volatility? Well, volatility started spiking. This is overnight. Volatility started spiking. So the next level we want to watch in volatility is right here. 14, then 15, then 17. There's a big pocket right here between 15 and 17. Okay. Hey guys, hit the like button. We should have, for every person we have watching, we should have half the number of likes. We should have full number of likes, but I know half of you don't want to do that. So if we have 448 people here, we should have about 220 likes. We only have about 192. So I'm watching you. I'm the actuary around here. Hey, Eagle Beagle, how are you? This market has to show its hand firmly. I see little in U.S. I'll wait on Monday for the... Yeah, today's Monday also. We'll get into all of that. But volatility is starting for the first time. Volatility spiked overnight, which means we may have a little gap down in the QQQ at the opening. You're going to want to watch this, see if it comes down, back down, and fills this gap, or starts coming up. My feeling is that we're going to start coming up. Volatility is going to start coming up. We're not going to see a rosy picture because we're seeing divergence in the indexes. And between you and me, QQQ is a little overdone, a little too crispy to the upside. Okay. So again, all right. What about momentum levels? Let's see how momentum levels are doing. Look at the Nasdaq. Look at the Nasdaq composite. We only have 61% trading above. Russell 2000 still have a lot of vulnerability. What about that engine? How's that engine looking? We keep going higher, guys. We keep going higher. But what about this? We have less stocks making highs. We're at all-time high right now. I mean, look at this. Look at mags, right? And then look at RSP. 497 stocks, 7 stocks. See that? But even though with that, look at the SPY, you could see what's driving it right now. You could see that RSP is doing this, SPY is doing this. Why? Mags. This is what the market looks like right now, folks. This is what the market looks like right now. Okay? This is what it looks like. This is what the broad market looks like right now. Be careful. Be careful. All right? Russell, I like right now. I like this. I need to see it come up here, but I kind of like the Russell right now. But be careful. We want to see RSP rally. We want to see this rally. We want the Dow to rally. Notice we've had 2 down days already on the Dow. And if we come in here, we're going to start filling in this gap, which I think we will. So to me, this looks like it could be a potential top out. Okay? Yes, a top out. And I'll explain to you why in a few minutes. All right. So yeah, momentum levels are not improving. Momentums, we have a lot of vulnerability in the market right now. And this is just confirming the fact that, folks, if we get into 50th percentile, we'll be in a bear market. So I don't trust this rally at all. There are not that many stocks causing this rally. Another reason why we keep picking the same stocks over and over every day. Have you guys noticed the same stocks are making our hit list? Because those same stocks have been trending. Okay. All right. Let's put everything together. Let's put everything together and then let's talk about the stock market. Okay. Hey, John. Jean Schoonover. Hello to you too. Howard says, does the VIX ever need to fill the gap? All the time. It's easy for the VIX to fill the gaps. We have crucial inflation data to be released this week. Lululemon did really well. I told you that Lulu and Crocs are my 2 favorite clothing companies. Not because I wear their well, I do wear Lulu actually, but I don't wear Crocs. But that makes no difference. They raised their full year guidance. I love Lulu right now. Lulu, 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 Lulu. Rich says actually not a bad looking chart on RSP. Just need a good catalyst. Yes, we just need a good catalyst. Good catalyst. This week's data, PPI and CPI haven't been as instrumental because we're in a deflationary market. So again, we need some good data for it, but again, we have to be very cautious. And the fact that we're diverging right now, you guys, and it's Monday, we're diverging. We had a good run up last week in the fangs. Be careful. This is a red flag. This is a warning shots right now. I'm encouraged by the fact that the Russell is up, and I'm starting to become more bullish on Russell. See, something. My dad loves Crocs. My daughters love Crocs. To me, like they look uncomfortable, right? They look uncomfortable. I know they feel great, but I just can't. I just can't do it. I wear Vans all day. I've been wearing Vans for like 40 something years. I remember the original Vans shop on Sunset, the original one. All right. Let's continue this. Let's continue this. We're doing good on time today too. Hit the like button, guys. Remember, I'm going to be doing a class today at 11 a.m. You really don't want to miss it because I'll be giving you guys some free goodies. It'll be the last time I'm doing the win both ways trade, and I'll be giving you some updates on VWAPs today in my VIP room at noon, which is right afterwards. And here's the link for that. And I'll be giving you guys about 4 or 5 trade ideas at 11 a.m. They just look like Flintstones shoes or like I don't know. They don't work for they're not for me. That's all. And customer service live. Let me give you the link for that. All right. So Labor Department showed Friday non-farm payroll increased by 2. This is not even worth talking about. 200, as long as it's like below 300, we're okay. It's been going 200, 250, 220 all year long. And I have not seen any change. Unemployment rate rose 4.2%. Not really great, not deflationary at all, by the way. Michigan Consumer Index rose to an 8-month high. That's very good for consumer stocks, which have been moving higher. Angie says they're functional, but so are my Merrills. They just don't dry as fast. Gotcha. Call me Fred because I love them. They are overpriced, though. Yeah, again, it's a personal thing. I have half of my family loves them, half of my family won't wear them. My dad and my daughters, they every time I see them, they're wearing them, and I hear they're really good. And T-Bus loves them too, and I hear they're really good for your feet too. But it's not my thing. Here, I don't really even want to read this. Okay, hammocks. They're not. Oh, by the way, we're not going to get any Fed speakers this week. They're. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they're dark this week. They're dark, so no Fed speakers this week. Thank God for small favors, aside from Powell, obviously. Stated Friday, U.S. central bank is at a or near the point where it should moderate the pace of interest rate cuts. Wait a minute, did moderate? Hold on a second. Let me ask you guys an interesting question. When will the win both ways trade come out? I don't know, Thomas. They come out all the time, but I'm going to have the class at 11 a.m. today. And I'll be talking about some interesting VWAP things that I've never told you guys before. So if you guys have not been to that session, I highly recommend you show up. Design brand called Tell us we're becoming great. Oh, interesting, Cam. Got to check it out. So now here's the part where I'm a little confused. Okay, if I was to read this statement, is near the central bank is near at or near the point where it should moderate the pace of interest rate cuts. Now, that sounds to me, if I read this, that sounds to me like there's been a lot of action with interest rate cuts lately. There's been a lot of moderation lately, right? There's been a lot of adjustments lately. Like, hey, Beth, we've had one interest rate adjustment in 4 years, lady. Take it easy. So reading this makes no sense. She's talking like we've been moderating interest rates forever. And if she thinks we're making a progress at at or near the point, well, if we're at or near, why did you lower rates half a basis point less than 2 months ago? See, this statement means that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Excuse me, my dogs are going crazy. I can't hear anything. It takes like 30 seconds for them to come down. So, come on, guys, stop it. Ugh. And Bowman said, I would prefer that we proceed cautiously and gradually in lowering the policy. Then why did you lower it half a basis point where you didn't have to do anything or lower it just a quarter? You could have not done anything, or you could have. So to me, okay, so to me, this sounds like they're talking like we haven't done anything, like we're about to start. That's what this sounds like to me. Like they completely ignored that we just lowered rates half a basis point less than 2 months ago when nobody asked us to do so. Okay. No, you're not reading anything into it. I read. Okay. I just want to make sure, like, guys, like, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I never said I was, but to me, this sounds like somebody's writing this with it. To me, it sounds like somebody's writing this in the context of we need to start doing something we haven't done it in a long time. But if you were to tell me like, hey, we lowered, hey, ladies, we lowered rates half a basis point less than 2 months ago, and now you're saying I would prefer we proceed cautious. Well, wait a minute, gradually, cautiously. Then what possessed you to lower rates half a basis point 2 months ago, lady? I don't understand. So I'm a little confused here. Uh, so I'm a little confused. Doesn't this statement sound like we're about to start? We're about to embark on a journey. We're about to start doing something at or near the point. Well, what about the point 2 months ago? I would prefer we proceed cautiously. Well, what about what we just did? You know what this sounds to me like? I'm going to tell you what this sounds like to me. Okay, I'll tell you what this sounds like to me. This is what it sounds like to me. We have a car and we just went 150 miles per hour, right? Hey guys, let me see how fast the car drives. Oh, wow, it can go 150 miles per hour. That's amazing. And then these ladies, they miss the whole example. And then they come out of their room and they're like, I'd like to see how fast that car can go. And the other one's like, yeah, I wonder how fast that car can go. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, did we just not lower rates half a basis point we need to cautiously and gradually. That's what I was saying when you lowered rates half a basis point, that you don't need to do anything, or that you need to go cautiously and gradually. Did Powell sound like we need to proceed cautiously and gradually 2 months ago? Do you remember we're at a point where we need to make an adjustment? Things are getting better. I don't remember him saying we need to proceed cautiously and gradually. All right. So we now have an 87% chance that they're going to lower rates. They are going to lower rates. They have to lower rates. They don't really have an option at this point. They did 2 months ago. Now they don't. So now, and I agreed, they're going to lower rates. If they don't lower rates, the market's not going to be happy at all. Thanks, Bob. Thank you for post a thumbs up, guys. Post the thumbs, hit the thumbs up button. The main events this week is going to be the CPI followed by PPI. I'm really concerned about the PPI because their expectations are just awful. Look, I mean, we're setting ourselves up for an awful PPI. And yes, I only care about year numbers. I don't care about what happened last month. The economy doesn't move that fast. So you see that 3.2, that's the expectation. Expectation is 2.6. That's worse than a year ago. That's worse than a year ago. So we're already pricing in a shitty report. Excuse my French. I don't know what their time frame is, but they're acting like what? We did what 2 months ago? We didn't do anything 2 months ago. That's what they're talking like nothing happened 2 months ago. Like they completely were asleep 2 months ago and they're just now waking up. Like this is not in the context of, well, 2 months ago we aggressively lowered rates, but now they didn't say that. They're saying we are now at a point where we have to take action. I would prefer we proceed. Well, what about what? Didn't we already begin 2 months ago with an aggressive rate cut? How come that's not anywhere here? Anyways, sorry, I had to get that out of my. We got a lot of earnings. If you guys are just coming in here, uh, um, uh, we have a complete earnings report Patrick made for us, and I have my implied volatility. Here is the link for that. Sorry, guys, I get overwhelmed sometimes because I take this stuff really personally because it means a lot, and I listen to every word that comes out of their mouth. So I get a little extra agitated when they start when bullshit starts coming out of their mouth. I hate bullshit. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys, nothing bothers me more than bullshit. And the older I get, the more it bothers me. I hate when people just make stuff. I don't like it. I lose respect really quickly. Like, don't bullshit me. Notice I never try to bullshit you guys. I'm as straightforward as they come. I don't like bullshit. And the Fed is full of it. All right, Europe is up a little bit. They're shifting to China's monetary policy. If anybody here knows what happened in China over the last 12 hours, please let me know. I'm curious because something happened after this report was published. Because look at China. China's up 6-something%, and these reports don't talk that way. China's monetary stance boosted sentiment, while investors also positioned for another rate cut by European Central Bank. China exposed mining and luxury stocks, climbed on Monday after Chinese pledged to implement more proactive fiscal policy and moderate loose monetary policy next year. I don't think that's what caused them to. That's not enough. That's not enough. Here, China closed below the flat line, so they're writing this after this. They're writing this before something happened because, according to them, China closed below the flat line. China's up 6% as investors digested weaker than expected inflation data. Tech hardware stocks, folks. This has been up in America last few weeks. Keep an eye on this. It's down already. Look at QQQ. But tech hardware was really instrumental last week, right? Oracle, Cisco, a lot of the tech stocks, tech hardware stocks led the decline. And right now, when I'm looking at SMH, look at Russell, it's up 0.46. Look at SMH, down 0.95, almost a full basis off the 50-day moving average. Look at IWM, up 0.46. Look at the Dow, up 10. Look at QQQ, down 0.16. RSP, up to 0.28. MAGS, down. So last week, Mags was driving the market. This rally needs to undo part of it. Look for it to come down to the 8-day on the Mags. So again, we have a lot more mixed market than we did. You're giving voice to all our frustrations. Well, there you go. I'm bothered all the time, David. All the time. I just don't like bullshit. Ugh. Japan closed marginally higher, supported by gains on Wall Street. At the end of the week, they sure were. Tech stocks outperformed on Monday. However, gains were limited by ongoing global political instability. There's a lot of global instability right now. Supermicro gained again. It looks like they're complying with everything. It looks like it could have been a little too soon to put this in the grave. Reddit climbed again. Who's been bullish on Reddit and telling you guys not to offset your Reddit when it was down in the pit? Who likes Reddit? Roger, it looks like it's going to come down. Roger, it looks like it's peaked out. Roger, is it still time to sell Reddit? What did I tell you about Reddit? What did I tell you about Reddit? Look at the stock. We almost got stopped out right here. We came within like 10 cents of getting stopped out here. And look at it right now. Be careful with this stock today. Remember, it likes the 8-day EMA. Good time to take profit. Not a good time to buy. Good time to take profit. All right. Workday and APO. Yes, APO was a stock last week I gave you in the pit. You are welcome because you all made money on it. Why did you not hold it? If you were so confident, Roger, then why didn't you hold the stock into today? Do you think I knew Friday that it was going to be added to the S&P 500? Do you know how much the stock would be down today if it was not added to the S&P 500? Did I want to take that chance over the weekend? Hell no. That's why we got out. And we made good money on it too. But you don't want to, because what if the stock, the reason I liked it was because there was rumor it was getting added to the S&P. But what if it wasn't? What if earnings on Oracle were not good today? What if the stock wasn't added to the APO? Do you understand why I took profit on Oracle and APO? Don't mess around. Don't mess around with earnings or big news. You don't know what's going to happen. You have a friend that liked Reddit. Yeah. Good, 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 good. All right. So earnings this week, Toll Brothers, important. I don't like how I'm not ready to sell the home builders, but a lot of them were right at the support level. So we may have a sell signal on the home builders this week. Pulte, Toll Brothers, you know all the usual suspects. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. Ben says, I always try to remember what you said. Kane says, safest, not most. Exactly, safest. Michael says, found this online. Bangkok, Chinese top leaders have pledged to loosen monetary policy. Yeah. If they're just pledging to loosen, if they haven't done anything, well, they've been doing that all along. And so far, to me, this looks like it's going to be another swing high, just like this, with a push down. Call me cynical. I don't know. So that's the world. Now, what do I want to really talk to you guys about today? I'm going to run out of time, and I do have to get to work today. AG says China monetary policy. Yeah, it looks like it's their monetary policy. Oh, yeah. First of all, I have a class at 11 a.m. today. I'm going to talk about the VWAP today quite a bit there. You really don't want to miss out on this. I have my VIP room at noon today because I like to do things Monday towards the second half of. And remember, folks, it's Monday. Mondays we usually don't go crazy on Monday. And customer service live, not the Cam and Gustavo show today, the Chip and Gustavo show today. I love it. Love it. Cam, I hope you have a wonderful day off today too. Hit the like button, guys. Let's see how many like buttons we got. We got 514 people here, 245. Not bad. Not bad. We're doing good. All right, guys, this is what you all came here for. Now, I don't want you to curse me out, but I want you to listen and listen good. We are looking at the S&P. No, CNBC is not going to tell you this. We're looking at the S&P 500, okay? Do you see this touch point here? 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 Do you guys understand what I'm looking at right now? Do you see this channel? I just drew this last night, the bottom channel and the upper channel on a weekly. You see this? Now, listen and listen good. Yeah, chip is awesome. Let's get 300 guy. Come on, guys, hit the 300. I got a full immersion in New Mexico culture this weekend. It was fun. I really wished I was there. Cam, I'm really interested in the culture of New Mexico. So one of these days, I'm going to come and visit you over there. So, okay. So we're in December, right? Okay. How do fund managers, folks, I want you pay real close attention to Uncle Roger right now. How do fund managers get paid? They get paid bonuses based on what? How do they make their money? How do hedge funds make their money? By outperforming the S&P, and I will, Cam, I will come and visit you. I told my wife and she wants to come too. She wants to go to. We've never been, and we really want to come. So, how do institutional traders get paid? Bonus based on percentage under management. Yes, I know this sounds really weird to you, and you probably will not believe me. But I'm going to tell you guys something really tricky. The more money the hedge fund manager has under management, the more money he has, the more of a bonus he gets at the end of the year. Yes, I know. What? They get a bonus based on how much money they have in the portfolio? Yeah, that's usually how it works because they make interest rates on. They make interest on that, right? So if the S&P is making all-time high, do institutions have any reason to liquidate anything or to do anything? This is where I want you guys to have the aha moment. And no, Kramer's not going to share this with you. So, do they have any incentive to do anything? They have absolutely no incentive to do anything when the stock market's at an all-time high. All they have to do is ride it. Because they get paid the most. So, why do you see these bars getting smaller? Do you see look at the price action here? Look at the price action. You see how sheepish this price action, how they're getting narrower on the way up? You see how volume is dropping? I know a lot of people are like, "Really, Roger? They get a bonus based on how much money they have?" Yes. Yes. If I have 5 billion under management and now I have 6 billion under management, I'm going to get a big fat bonus. Okay? Volume declining. This price action is looking very crappy. This is very sheepish. The price action is getting very sheepish. There's not a lot of momentum, money coming in here. And look at this trend line. You see how close we are to the top? Do you guys understand what I'm showing you right now? Does anybody need a further interpretation of reality? There's not a lot of firepower here. I'm not expecting a lot of buying from institutions between now and the end of the year. They don't need to do anything. The market's at an all-time high. All they need to do is keep the market here for 2 more weeks. So the reason you're not seeing a lot of selling pressure is institutions are doing crap. They're doing nothing. They want to keep the market right here elevated. So you may just see a smooth wrinkle or a little bit of a downside before the end of the year. But I'm not expecting crazy trading action because institutional investors have absolutely no reason to do anything. All right? Go to tighter stops. You don't need to go any tighter stops, Dave. Jeff says, can they get the daily into a squeeze and then pop it before January? Yes. So what I think they're doing right now is nothing. That's why volume is so low. Things may change, but as of right now, seasonally, institutions don't do much last 2 weeks of the year. Seasonally, there's not a lot of volume last 2 weeks of the year. And seasonally, volume is dying off right now, as you could see here. And I don't like the price action on the way up as volume is coming down. And most importantly, the pink elephant in the room, this is a major resistance area. We're right now at 610. The major resistance area is at 620 based on a full year-to-date view. Do I think we're going to bust out of this channel this year? No. No, I think we're going to peak out right there. Now, Roger, does that mean we're ready to go down? We're ready? No. In order for us to go down, I would need to see a big gap up and a turnaround. I want to see a huge, huge day without volume. That would be the top. I haven't seen it yet, but we're getting close. Roger, does that mean we should load up on stocks like there's no tomorrow? No, no, no. You should be very, very careful right now. Very, very careful. All right, the 8-day EMA right now on the SPY is at 604.24. You may see some upside in Russell stocks, smaller cap stocks. Russell's right now passing the 8-day EMA. Volume is not that bad. We may get some upside. Russell is very strong, and if interest rates go down, I would be buying Russell above 242. Yep, exactly, PD Morrill, exactly. Oh, Michael just had an aha moment. I think we had our Santa rally. I think we are in our Santa rally right now, guys. And I think if we do have another rally on low volume, a real, like something, okay, see this bar right here? So look, this is a good example for you. You see this bar right here, this reversal bar? Now look at the SPY. If you see a reversal bar, I'm looking for this right now, right here. I want to see a big fat reversal bar right here like that, like this, look, like this. I want to see a gap up in the SPY to touch that 620 level, and then I want it to reverse and close down, and I will call the market top then. I haven't seen that yet, but if I see this type of bar near this, can I be any clearer with you guys? Can I be any clearer with you? If I see that bar right here, like a one-off bar like this, coming up, gapping up, and then turning down, I will call a market top. Yes, at 11 a.m. today, we're going to be having a really good session. Don't miss out. Here's a link for the 11 o'clock session. Don't miss out. I'll be talking a lot about the VWAP. So again, I'm looking for a blow off the top, completely blow off the top upside that'll hit 620 and then it'll back down here fast. That'll be the top. That'll be the top. We're not there yet, but that'll be the top. Does anybody have any questions about anything so far? I'm about to go through our stocks. Be careful here. Be careful. Be careful with the blue chips. All right. Sectors. What about sectors? Let's talk about sectors. What's going on with the sectors right now? Is this beneficial to you guys? Are you benefiting from this? Is this useful to you? Is this going to, if it is, hit the like button. All right. So what's driving the market right now? Remember I told you last week? Here's last week. Here's 1 week ago. Let's go last week. Consumer discretionary was right here. What did I tell you last week was going to drive the market? Consumer discretionary. Let's look at today. 5 days later, what's driving the market right now? Consumer discretionary. Bitcoin, QQQ, technology, semiconductors. They're all in the top. Now, the question is, are interest rates going to come up? Interest rate sensitive stocks going to come up and blue chips going to come down? They're mixed right now. I think we're going to see that. I'm seeing a lot more strength today in interest rate sensitive stocks. So I'm expecting home builders, Russell 2000, mid caps to start coming up and moving up with retail, and blue chips coming down like they are right now, but a little more, not as mixed as they are right now. And I'm hoping that tech will stay higher. I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping it'll stay higher by the end of this week. I see a lot of vulnerability here, a lot of vulnerability right now. And there's no major catalysts aside from a few earnings reports. Like right here, you got Oracle tonight, and Toll Brothers is housing stock, Lennar is housing stocks, and they're all right at the breakdown, those housing stocks. So be careful there. Again, this is not a tech-heavy earnings week. So be careful, be careful. Watch for volatility. Volatility spikes to 14. 15 level is next. That's an 8-day moving average, Carla. On the Dow, you wanted, what did you want to know, Carla? What moving average was the top line? 8-day EMA. 8-day EMA. Yeah. Okay. Stocks. So sectors, you guys see what's leading right now. Technology, technology, and technology, and technology. Be careful. Technology right now is softer. And if it doesn't come back up, we're going to have a problem today. Blue chips and interest rates are leading right now. All right, remember, we have a lot of Fed data this week. You're going to watch the bond market for potential break of a 100-day moving average. You're going to watch volatility. I've given you everything you need to pay attention to. All right, let's now look at my stocks. Some of them are ready, some of them are not ready. Hey, Gaston, I hope you had a good weekend. Enphase Energy, when it breaks the election VWAP right here at 66.90, till then it's not ready yet. KMB, again, some of them are ready, some of them are not. KMB, it needs to pass the 100-day movie, the year-to-date VWAP at 133.65, and then it'll be ready. Almost there. Look how when we hit the 100-day, how it bounced off. Couldn't break it. Path of least resistance, folks. Path of least resistance. Stocks travel in path of least resistance. Bob, I don't know. People don't like me as much. Johnson Johnson, I've been bearish on this stock and I'm still bearish, but I would wait till the 8-day EMA. TD, Toronto is not bank. Canada's not doing so great. Breakdown. PLD. Nice breakdown. I would wait for us to completely break this level first and then wait for a pullback, but it's moving up. Budweiser got 535 people watching. Love it. Look at volume picking up as it's going down. I like this stock to the downside. ELV. Nice breakdown. Look at volume supporting the down move. Are you guys starting to look a lot more at volume than you used to before? Are you looking at volume a lot more than you used to before, folks? Is it helping you identify stocks that are falsely breaking out or breaking down? Volume, volume, volume. How much attention did you put on volume before you started following me? And how much attention do you focus on volume now? Tidewater. All of these stocks look like shit. Now, the stocks that I'm looking at this week, just want to give you heads up. I'm looking at Lennar. See this right here? All of these stocks are starting to report. If they break this level right here, they're going to go down. Look at the year to date. See higher highs? If they break this level, 160, 70, they're not much there. And it's not just Lennar. It's there's several of them actually. Toll Brothers. And these are very interest rate sensitive stocks. Remember that. See how it's at the 50-day? There are a lot weaker ones, like the one I just showed you. But again, keep an eye on these. If they start breaking out, you may have home builders breaking down, okay? Eagle says, huge change in paying attention to volume. Time to make this a program since we cannot get thumbs only to 274. Oh, we will. We will. We'll get it up there. Come on, guys. Let's get 300 likes. 300 likes up today. Let's get it. We only have 18 to go. 18 to go. Let's now do the upside. I'll give you some stocks and some potential stocks. Potential stocks. ADP needs to go above this bar right here. Needs to go to 308 level. American Express. I like American Express. Just need to see a little more upside here. And volume is so-so. So, car part. Volume is starting to pick up. Need to see this above 63.50, 63.60 level up here. Um, CRD, CRDO, Crodo International. Wrong ticker symbol. Hold on. This one right here. This one here. Look at volume. It gapped up, and what is volume doing? Supporting the move. Tony, you're right. CRDO. Keys. It's the first time we've ever talked about this stock here, right, guys? Look at volume. Look at the average starting to pick up. Look how it's holding the 8-day. It's got a nice ascending triangle here. Palantir. We've never ever talked about this stock before. It's only up 5% this morning. It looks like it's peaking out. You got to wait for it to go to the 8-day EMA. That's the other thing. A lot of these stocks that were running up look like they're peaking out. But again, 8-day EMA at best. IO and Q. Remember this stock from the pit last week? 8-day EMA. Look at volume. Look at the average. Look how it's coming up. Yay, we got 300 thumbs. Love it. IBM. I missed the stock last week. I gave it to you guys as a hit list, and I missed it because I was at home by myself last week. I need to see it go to the 8-day, but I like the stock. It's so funny. Rich and Ben are like, "Did you get IBM?" I'm like, "No, we got it." I'm like, "That's great." I didn't get it. I was doing a class, this, that. I'm trying to multitask. So this stock Kava, if only if the volume continues and if it continues breaking above this level, it'll hit this high again, I think. But give it a little more time to develop. Coin. I remember somebody giving you this stock Friday afternoon as a bonus in the pit. Look at volume. Look at volume. It's moving higher. It's supporting this move. Finally, we got 300. Look at that. 532 people in an hour, and we got lots of thumbs up. I'm almost done, guys. Hilton. Volume. Volume picking up. Volume. Bill, first time we've ever mentioned this stock here. Volume. Volume. It's not moving up on no volume. It's actually moving up on volume. All right, guys. I have a cool class that I'm going to be doing. It's called Win Both Ways. I'll give you some cool ticker symbols, and I'll show you some cool VWAP techniques, and I'll show you why the VWAP is eye-opening and why I use it even more than I'm using my moving averages. Then at noon today, I'm going to have a special class, and I'll talk about earnings revisions and some other goodies that we need to really get into right now. And income spreads. I want to talk about income spreads because there's going to be an opportunity for income spreads as volatility begins reverting. Volatility always reverts to the mean. So I'm expecting volatility to start reverting up. And also, lastly, equally as important, customer service live, the Gustavo and Chip show today. It'll be great. And if you guys have a question for me, a trading question, not an install question or a customer service question or a refund question or an exchange question, I can't deal with that. I just don't know what to tell you. rogerscott@rogerscott.com. Have a fantastic day. I love you all. And let me know how you're doing and let me know if I'm helping you, okay? Rich says take a look at HPE. All right, I'll take a look at HPE. Let's take a look. Beautiful. What a beauty. But needs to come down. Needs to come down. I would be looking at it intraday, and I would be looking at the VWAP for a day trade if it had really huge volume today. Be careful. I think it might have. There was some news surrounding it. I think maybe I'm missing it. Maybe last week. Anyways, I'll take a look at it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. And if anything comes up, let me know. I'm always here for you. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Stay out of trouble, and it's Monday. Don't go crazy today putting on trades, okay?